I'm in a network of real estate investors, and we have noticed in the last year and a half, just how many investors were overpaying on deals. And here's the deal. This residential fix and flip game is very simple. Like the mathematical equation is basic. Really? You take the ARV, the after repair value, you times that by a percentage where you want to make, and you minus repairs.
Well. What do we have here? The flippers in 2026, let's just say they're feeling it, guys. They're saying to themselves, what did I get myself into? I didn't know that the market was going to go in this direction. Insurance is skyrocketing. Interest rates are out of control. What are we going to do? And now we have flippers turning on each other. They're saying, the game is the game. We see you're overpaid. You mind giving us that deal? You mind giving us that pennies on the dollar? Yeah, we'll go ahead and take it off your hands. And I told you guys this. And I tried to forewarn you that there was going to be a lot of people going to the slaughter, especially the ones who thought that flipping was easy. Remember when I did that video 2 years ago and I said, listen, it's not as easy as you think it is. I know what you're thinking. You watch it on HGTV and you saw Joanne and Chris, whatever their names are. You saw these guys online. You said, I'm going to do that today. No experience, no nothing. And now we're here today.
Sensational.
But we're going to jump into it, guys. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, guys, you know what I'm about to say. I have a newsletter. It is completely free. How can you beat free? You can't. You can't. Also, too, if you need any type of finance that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description, guys. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Orlando, how did we get here? How did we get here to where flippers are losing money? It's called being naive. It's called being greedy. There's a bunch of words that you can put in there, but I try to forewarn individuals that it's not as easy as you see on TV. Matter of fact, there are real consequences if you lose this game. It's called bankruptcy.
It's bad, real bad.
And a lot of these guys, you didn't hear that in the HGTV. They didn't tell you that you can lose everything. Let me say that again. You can lose everything if you don't do this right.
Lordy, that would be really bad.
See, they didn't tell you that. You just saw you making $100,000 on one flip, and you saw people lining around the block to buy a flipper fix, that you went to Home Depot and Lowe's, and you cut corners, and you're like, they won't know until I'm out of here.
I'm smart.
But we heard the gentleman in the very beginning. I don't want to stop him from saying what he was going to continue to say. So let's just go ahead and listen to that.
And we're seeing offers where we were off by $40,000, $60,000. And it was frustrating. It's like, what are we doing something wrong? Is there something wrong off our numbers? And in the last 3 days, I feel like I've been seeing on the MLS these beautiful remodeled properties that are sitting 30, 40, 50. So I was like, what the heck's like, what's going on here? So I'm comping it out. It's like, oh, you're not even close to realistic on your list price. And they're and I know we know it's them, because you can clearly know it's a remodel, and they're not dropping their prices because they can't. So after 40 days, there's not a price drop because they can't price drop or they're going to lose money.
I mean, whoop-de-doo. I mean, they're losing money because they can't bring down the price. Let me explain this to you very easily. They knew what they were doing from the very beginning. If they would have done the math to begin with, they would have saw that this was coming. You know who's not going to shed a tear? You know, the individuals that are trying to buy a house. They got flippers coming in and raising the prices to ridiculous prices. And listen, I'm not going to be one to say, don't try to make as much money as you can. But you can't get mad when the market says, we're not paid. You can't get mad when the market says, this is too expensive. We can see you bought it for $50,000 and now you're trying to sell it to me for $350,000? You're trying to sell me The house you bought for $50,000, and the guy's like, well, this is an A neighborhood. You got to pay what you got to pay. People are like, you know what? If I would have bought this house, it probably would have had a bunch of bad repairs done. It probably has mold in the walls. The flooring is probably cheap. A lot of things will break in the house. The IKEA kitchen counter, yeah, it chipped in 30 days. Oh yeah, the recessed lighting, man, it's smoking. I can already hear it right now. And I think this is a great time for Orlando University. I can hear people from the back saying right now, Orlando, why are you picking on the fix and flippers? They didn't do anything. I'm not picking on anyone. I'm just saying it is what it is. You can become a fix and flipper. You can become a car salesman. You can do whatever you want to do. But don't get mad. Don't get mad when you decide to jump into an industry that you thought was easy pickings. And you thought, it doesn't matter if I put people's safety at risk. It doesn't matter if an earthquake comes and the house collapses because I didn't do it right. It doesn't matter if I give them mold. But here's the thing. You're going to give people all of that at a high price.
Excellent.
They're going to say, Orlando, how do you know that people were out here in 2020 deciding to get into house flipping with no experience? That just seems delusional. Who would do such a thing? Well, class, you know Professor Orlando will always come with the receipts. So let's go ahead and just take a look who you guys were looking at during that time.
I just made $118,000 flipping a house. This is the first house I made more than 6 figures on. It is insane. And I'm just, first and foremost, I am surprised at how easy it was. I thought it would be so much harder. And I just got I'm celebrating because I got the wire hit my account while I'm driving back on a little road trip with my dog. And my God.
Man, look at that. You saw that video. You said, I want to be happy like that too. With the dog on my lap while I'm driving and recording. Safe. You said that's what you want to do. Now, class, I want you to look at that video. And I want you to remember what he said in that video. He said, his exact words were, I didn't realize how easy it was to make $118,000. Now, maybe $118,000 isn't much money to you, but it's a lot of money to everyone else. He is saying he can make it easy. He didn't realize how easy it was. Now, class, let me ask you a pop quiz question. If someone tells you it's easy to make $118,000, is it easy? Is it easy? I'll wait. Good job, guys. I heard you. You said it is 100% not easy, Orlando. Listen, it makes me proud. It makes me proud. But I know some of you guys said, Orlando, if he said you can make $118,000 and it was easy to him, then obviously you can. Oh man. Listen, there's a bunch of scams waiting to hit you if you believe that. Again, I have the rock outside. $1.2 million. You can go back in time and tell your flipper friends. You can tell the flippers, don't do it.
Don't let me leave, Murph. No.
But in all honesty, in all seriousness, home flippers can cause damage. They can cause issues. How flippers are reacting to the market changing, interest rates being higher, how states are now saying, especially in California, they're saying that you have to have a contractor, a licensed contractor to do the work. Now, to Orlando, that sounds like common sense. That sounds like, why wouldn't I want somebody who's rehabbing a home? Why wouldn't I make sure that they have licenses, that there's consequences for if they do something wrong? Why wouldn't I want that? But flippers don't want that. They say it cuts into their cost. They're saying, why hire someone with permits when you can do it yourself?
You can't flip a house in California anymore unless you have a licensed contractor working on that job. Every detail of that house needs to be done with receipts and by a licensed contractor if you own the home for under 18 months.
Yeah.
say goodbye to flipping in California.
Good. Most of us said goodbye to house flippers in California like in 2008 when the market crashed. Now, they may not have directly caused the crash that happened in 2008, 2009, but they definitely had a hand in driving house prices up 2005, 2006, 2007 to astronomical prices and had a hand in creating that big bubble. And I love hearing stories of the house flippers that found themselves without a chair when the music stopped and just left holding the bag on hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of mortgages. And I'll say it, house flippers are the garbage troll people of the housing market. Everything should be done with a licensed contractor. You know why? Because licensed contractors are required to pull permits. And when you pull a permit, you're required to have inspections. I have bought several flipped homes and holy shit, like it is like 10 times worse than the landlord special when you get the house flipper special. There's nothing wrong with doing the work yourself if you do it right, if you pull a permit. But the reason that you don't like it is because you don't want to pull a permit. You just want to go, I'm going to rip this plumbing out here. And what do we got in the truck, boys? Oh, we got some PVC. Let's just put that in there. My neighbors literally bought a flipped house. And when they were renovating the bathroom, they found a leak when they were renovating the bathroom. They found that all the plumbing inside the walls, it wasn't copper pipes. They had renovated in the flip, and they had replaced it with Schedule 40 PVC. A licensed contractor will say, oh, no, we can't do that. I'll lose my license. But a house flipper will just say, oh, is that like 20 cents cheaper? Yeah, let's do it that way.
House flippers, you're not going to beat the allegations. Because that is true. I've seen it multiple times. Now, listen, I know there's going to be some house flippers that come onto the channel, that go into the comment section, and they're going to say things like, Orlando, that's not me. Orlando, I would never do that. Orlando, these guys are just some bad apples in the entire thing. Well, that may be true, but let me ask my buyers and individuals who are moving into these homes, do you care if it's one person, 3 people, 100 people? All you care about is why did you get an unfinished home that is breaking apart and you have to replace everything? Why do these guys get to run off into the sunset with all of the money that you paid them?
It's an evil world we live in.
Now you have to pay a contractor, someone who's licensed and bonded. You now have to pay them to do all the fix-up work. And let me tell you what, in 2026, it's hefty. See, in 2020, prices were, 3 times cheaper. Today, you're paying 3 times more for that same floor installation than you did in 2020. So not only did they get it cheaper, but you now have to pay more. That's the reason why people get upset. That's the reason why people are saying, house flippers, you had a key moment in raising these prices. You played the game with them. But listen, you ain't got to take my word for it. Let's let the man continue because he has something else that he wants to share.
We just finished completely renovating the kitchen in our house that was a flipped house. And let me show you what we found in the kitchen when we removed all the drywall and we were moving where the sink drain was. This right here is where the old drain was when the house was built. We know because we can see the access down below where it was. And the house flippers decided to cut right here into this footer. And they were going to go this way, but they said, no, let's go this way instead. And they cut out almost all of the wood from this support member, this one, cut out this one. Can you still see my hand? This one. This is a 6 foot, almost 6 foot span that is not being supported in a 2-story house because the flippers were like, we don't need a permit. We don't need a licensed contractor. Let's just do it ourselves the cheap way. We had a structural engineer come out and assess all this and have it fixed, sistering, bracing, all that stuff. So the house is good now. But this kind of is the stuff that flippers do because you guys don't want to get licensed contractors. You don't want to pull permits. You don't want to do it right. You want to just cut corners, boom, and make your money. And in a place like California that is prone to earthquakes, and the big one is coming, folks, you cannot have flippers doing all this shenanigans without permits, without licensed contractors. And here's the thing. It's not that hard to get a state contractor license in California. You don't want to get one because you don't want to have to pull the permits. You don't want to do it right. It has nothing to do with not wanting to have a licensed contractor or getting your own contractor license. House flippers will cut literally every corner and leave the future homeowner holding the bag. So, fuck house flippers.
I mean, what can you say? I mean, he basically ended the video right there. Listen, guys, listen. This is the truth. While some people may not find this important and think to themselves, well, you know, I mean, yeah, he put a couple of holes in the wood. What does it matter? I mean, it's a weight bearing, but who cares? Did anything happen while you fixed it? No. But let me tell you this. Do you want your family's house to collapse on you? Do you want something to happen to your loved ones? The answer is no. We know this. The answer is no. So if you put yourself in those people's shoes and say, listen, I paid you X amount of dollars to do it right. You said you did it right, but then I find out that you didn't do it right. And now my safety, now my kids, my wife, my family can now be at risk. Yeah, you're right. I would be mad. And you should too. And like the gentleman said, he did say that like they're prone for earthquakes. That is a big concern. But here's the biggest concern, especially for my viewers. We understand that the housing market is shaky. It's going up. In some areas, it's going down. But prices are still high. And we have the president. I did a video on that. The government saying that they're going to keep prices high. They're going to knock interest rates down.
Sure.
A lot of these real estate agents, a lot of these flippers, they're waiting for this event. Let me say this again. A lot of these flippers, they're waiting for this event. You don't believe me? Let me just go ahead and show you guys this, and then that'll be the end of the video. But listen, I need you guys to watch this. This is so important.
Is fix and flipping making a comeback this year?
Yes, fix and flipping will make a comeback if two things happen. One is for sure going to happen. Rates are going to come down this year once Powell leaves. Sure, I don't want to hear anything from all these offs that say, no, shut the fuck up. What's going to happen when rates come down, people who are holding onto their properties are going to be moving up. There's going to be a lot more activity in the real estate game. Once there's activity, fix and flip naturally goes up. If and when Donald Trump changes the laws and makes sure that the big corporations can't play with the little guys, also the fix and flip market is going to be way more activity in that sector.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. And I know what you're thinking. Orlando, how does that apply to me? Well, a lot of these guys, if you're trying to buy a home and all of these guys are waiting for the event of interest rate drop forcefully, keeping prices high forcefully. We're doing all of this stuff forcefully. Let me say this again. This isn't a situation where if this happens, it happened naturally. It's not the market going up and down. This is someone pushing a button and wanting a certain result. All of these guys that are holding the bag right now, the musical chairs, the hot potato, all of these guys, these flippers that are holding all of that inventory, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to give it to you. And they're going to be happy in a rush to give it to you. You think that when you find out that there's a bunch of issues with this home, let it be mold, let it be flooring, let it be the roof, let it be the HVAC, let it be a water heater. Do you think they're going to come back and help you? You will see tons of these stories if people fall into the trap of low interest rates. Low interest rates. Low interest rates.
Don't be a fool.
All I'm asking at the end of the day, guys, is make sure that you do your research. Make sure you do your due diligence. This is the biggest purchase of your life. Remember, do not overpay. And if you like videos like this, please go ahead and join the Patreon. We have exclusive videos over there. Also, too, guys, you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. We'll give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get your first rental property. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.